What if I told you that before Bruce Willis ever said yippee-ki-yay, a 70-year-old Frank Sinatra was legally required to be offered the role of John McClane? And that's just the beginning of Die Hard's insane true story. Welcome back to The Truth About, where we uncover the real stories behind Hollywood's biggest movies. Today, we're diving deep into Die Hard, and trust me, the behind-the-scenes story is more explosive than anything Hans Gruber could have planned. Let's start with the most mind-blowing fact. Frank Sinatra had to be offered the role of John McClane before Bruce Willis. But why would a 70-year-old crooner be considered for an action hero role? It all goes back to the source material. Die Hard wasn't originally conceived as Die Hard at all. The movie is based on Roderick Thorp's 1979 novel Nothing Lasts Forever, but here's the kicker: that novel was actually a sequel to Thorp's 1966 book The Detective. Frank Sinatra had starred in the 1968 film adaptation of The Detective, playing Detective Joe Leland, the same character who becomes John McClane in Die Hard. Due to contractual obligations from that original film, the studio was legally required to offer Sinatra the role in any sequel. Of course, Sinatra turned it down. He was actively touring at the time and probably wasn't interested in crawling through air ducts. But imagine if he had said yes. Even after Sinatra passed, Bruce Willis wasn't the obvious choice. In fact, he was reportedly the eighth actor considered for the role. The role was offered to major action stars of the time, including Arnold Schwarzenegger, Sylvester Stallone, and Harrison Ford, all of whom turned it down. Willis was primarily known for the TV comedy drama Moonlighting at the time, starring opposite Sybil Shepherd. Ironically, Willis initially declined the role because of his contractual obligations to Moonlighting. But when Sybil Shepherd became pregnant, his schedule freed up, allowing him to take the role that would define his career. Now let's talk about the iconic Nakatomi Plaza. The building is real. It's actually called Fox Plaza, located at 2121 Avenue of the Stars in Century City, Los Angeles. Here's what's fascinating: the building was still under construction during filming, which is why it worked so perfectly for the movie. And get this, the building's chief engineer speculated in a 2018 tour that Fox Plaza has an unusual number of redundancies in its design specifically because it was intended to be used as a filming location from the beginning. The building has since appeared in at least 4 major Fox motion pictures, but none more famous than Die Hard. The action sequences weren't just movie magic, they involved real, death-defying stunts. The very first scene Bruce Willis shot was his leap from the top of Nakatomi Plaza with a fire hose wrapped around his waist. This involved a 25-foot leap from a 5-story parking garage ledge onto an airbag, with a 60-foot wall of flame exploding behind him. The production employed 37 stunt performers, but not all the dangerous work was done by doubles. Willis performed many of his own stunts. Alan Rickman's portrayal of Hans Gruber became legendary, but some of his best moments were completely unplanned. The scene where Gruber and McClane first meet face-to-face was actually inserted into the script after the filmmakers discovered that Rickman was proficient at mimicking American accents. The filmmakers had been looking for a way to have the two main characters meet before the climax, and Rickman's accent skills gave them the perfect opportunity. That scene was completely unrehearsed to create genuine spontaneity between the actors. Despite playing one of cinema's most memorable villains, Rickman and the rest of the cast got along wonderfully. He and other cast members would have lunch together every day during filming, with everyone noting how gentle and lovely Rickman was in real life, quite the opposite of his on-screen persona. Before Die Hard 2 became what we know today, there was a completely different sequel planned. The first screenplay considered was called Troubleshooter, originally written by James Hagen. This would have seen McClane fighting terrorists on a Caribbean cruise ship. The idea was ultimately ditched when producers learned that a film called Under Siege, still in production at the time, had a very similar plot. Instead, they went with the airport setting for Die Hard 2. So there you have it, the truth about Die Hard. From Frank Sinatra's contractual obligation to a still under construction skyscraper to Bruce Willis being an unlikely eighth choice, this Christmas classic has one of Hollywood's most fascinating origin stories. The film went on to gross $1.4 billion worldwide across the franchise and completely redefined the action genre. But it all started with a rejected crooner, a TV comedy actor, and a building that was literally built for the movies. What's your favorite Die Hard fact? Let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe for more truth about videos. Until next time, yippee-ki-yay!